Is this thing on? What's up, everybody? Welcome to Kevin's Corner. We are live on a Sunday night, week 4 NFL, and as always, Mr. YouTube, this is fair use with me using this NFL themes in the background. Let's get to week 4. The Sunday games are in the books. Hold on. I get my fan on me because this ring light is a little warm in your boy's face. So what's up? I'm your boy, Big Kev, host of Kevin's Corner. When you're done with the Educated Fools, come to the corner where it's cool. Y'all know the drill. If you want to be a member of the Cornerstones, hit the like button on the way in, hit the subscribe button on the way out, and as always, tell 3 friends about me. Let's get it rolling. Let's see what happened in the world of the National Football League on today. We will cover tomorrow night's Monday night game between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Las Vegas Raiders. We'll cover that game as soon as it is in the books. But let's get it rolling, man. Thursday night, we started off with Jacksonville against Cincinnati. Cincinnati comes in and beats the Jacksonville Jaguars 24-21. Joe Burrow gets a big win over Trevor Lawrence. Fun fact, they also faced each other in the college national playoff championship 2 years ago. And both of their mascots were tigers. LSU Tigers versus Clemson Tigers. And now they're in the NFL, and it's the Jacksonville Jaguars, Big Cat, against the Cincinnati Bengals, Big Cat. So, congratulations, Cincinnati Bengals get the win. In the upset of the weekend, the New York Jets, the Jets, Jets, beat the Tennessee Titans in overtime with a final score of 27-24. Can you believe it? The Jets are finally in the win column for the first time this year. Kansas City versus Philadelphia, 42-10. The Chiefs get back on track. Whatever you need to get back on track, just call upon the Philadelphia Eagles, and you'll most likely get a win. Let's get to the box score. Let's see what Mr. Patrick Mahomes did on this one today. Patrick Mahomes put in, hold on, I'm getting some feedback from somewhere else. Hold on one second. What the heck is this? I am so sorry. There we go. They're trying to show me the highlights while I was looking at the stats at the same time. Sorry about that. Patrick Mahomes, 24 of 30 with 278 yards, 5 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns with 1 interception. 1 rushing touchdown for Darrell Williams. And he threw 3 touchdown passes. Patrick Mahomes throws 3 touchdown passes to Tyreek Hill, who had 11 catches for 186 yards. Kudos to you if you had him in your fantasy team today. He threw the other 2 touchdown passes to Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Jody Fortson. So your final score, Kansas City, 42. Eagles, 30. The Chiefs move on next week to take on the Buffalo Bills in a head-to-head matchup, which should be all kinds of fun. Let's get back to the scoreboard here. The Dallas Cowboys, them boys, that's my mama's team. Well, mama will be happy today because the Dallas Cowboys welcome the Carolina Panthers into Jerry's world, into Jerry's Stadium, into Cowboy Stadium, and the Cowboys come out on top, 36-28 with their final score. The New York Giants defeat the New Orleans Saints in overtime, 27-21. Saquon Barkley had a big game. Let's get his numbers real quick. You know, he's coming back from that devastating knee injury that he had on last year. So we are going to see how he came out here today. Saquon Barkley rushing 13 carries, 52 yards, 1 touchdown, and I believe he scored the winning touchdown in overtime to put it away. Kenny Golladay for the Saints, he showed up, 6 catches, 116 yards, but could not get in the end zone. So the Saints fall to 2-2. The Giants, just like the Jets, get their first win of the season today. They advance to 1-3 with that game right there. So moving on, we got the Cleveland Browns versus the Minnesota Vikings. And in that game, Cleveland wins a very close one, 14-7. I thought this was going to be a high-scoring, high-flying game. but both defenses showed up and kept it tight to the very, very end. And Cleveland comes out on top 14-7. They are now 3-1. The Minnesota Vikings are 1-3. 1 second while I grab some high quality H2O here. Trying to keep the voice buttery. There we go. Detroit versus Chicago. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Justin Fields gets his first win as an NFL quarterback. Final score. The Chicago Bears, 24. The Detroit Lions, 14 was your final score there. Let's check out the young man Justin Fields' stats here. All this can be found at NFL.com. No big whoop. Justin Fields, 17 attempts, 11 completions, 209 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. But his rushing game bailed him out with David Montgomery, big game. 23 carries, 106 yards, 2 touchdowns, but he did go out with an injury, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that. Damian Williams got the other touchdown for the Chicago Bears on 8 carries, 55 yards. Congratulations to Justin Fields as he gets his first win tonight. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. In the beatdown of the day, beat down the Buffalo Bills. Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. They put a beat down of epic proportions on the Houston Texans. You ready for this? Your final score, the Buffalo Bills 40. The Houston, how much did they score? 0. They scored what? They scored 0. Your final score, Buffalo 40, Houston 0. Donut, bagel, goose egg. Let's take a look at Josh Allen's stats, I guess. I'm supposing that he had a big game since they beat these boys down like this. No, we don't want to see the Texans stats because they didn't do anything. Josh Allen, 20 out of 29, 248 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Mitchell Trubisky, there was a Mitchell Trubisky sighting, 1 for 1, 8 yards. Good job, guy. Touchdowns went to Zach Moss. Mitchell Trubisky even got him a rushing touchdown. Look at that. Look at God. Stephon Diggs, 7 catches, 114 yards, no touchdowns. He's on my fantasy team. I'm going to need him to do a little better. Dawson Knox, 5 catches, 37 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Cam Lewis, forced a fumble, got a fumble recovery. So 40-0. Houston is a dumpster fire. They will be a dumpster fire for many years to come because of the whole Deshaun Watson situation. That's a whole nother Oprah show. That's a whole nother show that we need to get to on Kevin's Corner. If they set that young man up, Houston deserves every loss that's coming their way. Moving on. The Indianapolis Colts defeat the Miami Dolphins. Final score, 27-17. Colts get their first win. They move to 1-3. The Dolphins fall to 1-3. So congratulations to the Indianapolis Colts there. Hopefully their quarterback can get back on his feet. 2 sprains is what they're calling them down there. Carson Wentz playing with 2 sprained ankles, but he came out with a win today, so hopefully he gets well soon. He is playing on 2 sprained ankles. You heard it here correctly at Kevin's Corner. Moving on, the Washington football team. No longer call them that other team's name. The Washington football team defeats the Atlanta Falcons 34-30. It was a pretty good game. Washington moves to 2-2, trying to keep pace with the Cowboys. Let's look at those stats real quick for Taylor Heineke. Taylor Heineke, 23 of 33, 290 yards with 3 touchdown passes. Antonio Gibson also had a rushing touchdown. And for the Atlanta Falcons, Matt Ryan, 25 for 42, 283 yards, 4 touchdowns. So it was a shootout. Turned out to be a shootout. Cordarrelle Patterson showed up, turned back the hands of time, got 3 touchdowns all by himself on 5 catches, 82 yards. So Washington wins that one. Pretty good game. We go out west to the Bay Area. Bay Area, where the Seattle Seahawks defeat the San Francisco 49ers 28-21. Both teams are now 2-2. Let's take a look at that man, Russell Wilson's stats of the day. Russell Wilson, 16 for 23, 149 yards, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers. That's a big deal in the land of Russell Wilson. Alex Collins, 10 carries for 44 yards and 1 touchdown. Russell Wilson also had a rushing touchdown to his credit. DK Metcalf got a touchdown as well as Freddie Swain. I was going to say Tyler Lockett, but they kept Tyler Lockett out of the end zone today. 49ers, Jimmy Garoppolo goes out with an injury. He injured his calf today. Keep an eye on that. Will they go to Trey Lance? Will they stick with Trey Lance? Or will they throw in a third-string quarterback? But Jimmy Garoppolo, while he was in the game, was doing pretty decent. 14 of 23, 165 yards with 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Trey Sermon had 89 yards on the ground. Deebo Samuel had 8 catches for 156 yards, 2 touchdowns. Ross Dwelly had 1 catch, 21 yards for 1 touchdown in a losing effort. Like I said, both of those teams are now 2-2. We move on to a battle of one of two of the most storied franchises in NFL history. The Green Bay Packers took on the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Green Bay Packers come out with the win. They are now 3-1. Final score, 27-17. Let's take a look at those stats for that bad man known as Aaron Rodgers, Mr. Discount Double Check, Mr. State Farm commercials left and right between him and Patrick Mahomes. Aaron Rodgers, 20 of 36 for 248 yards, 2 touchdowns. A.J. Dillon, 81 yards on the ground. Aaron Rodgers also had a rushing touchdown as they take out the struggling Pittsburgh Steelers, who are now have fallen to 1-3, only able to put up 17 points today. Ben Roethlisberger is aging right before our very eyes. Tom Brady gets better with age. Ben Roethlisberger, not so much. He goes 26 for 40, 232 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Decent numbers, but just could not find that winning drive that they needed at the end to cash in. Deontay Johnson was the receiver with the touchdown, 9 catches, 92 yards. And nobody had a rushing touchdown? Hold on. Najee Harris. 15 carries for 62 yards. He also had a rushing touchdown. Green Bay is now 3-1. Pittsburgh Steelers are now 1-3. Nobody saw that coming. Who would have thought that the Bengals would have a better record than the Pittsburgh Steelers after 4 weeks of football? Not this guy. Let's move on to Baltimore versus Denver in the Mile High City. And the Baltimore Ravens come out with a win, 23-7. Your final score. Let's take a look at Lamar Jackson's stats. 22 of 37 for 316 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Gotta love it when they don't turn the ball over. Lamar Jackson, great job. He also rushed for 28 yards, and Latavius Murray, a good pickup since they lost all of their running backs in preseason. Latavius Murray, 18 carries, 59 yards with 1 touchdown, rushing into the end zone. Marquise Hollywood Brown had the receiving touchdown for the Baltimore Ravens, and they beat the Broncos. The Broncos are now 3-1. The Ravens are now 3-1. Prayers up for Teddy Bridgewater, went out today with a concussion. We hope he gets well soon, and hopefully he'll be back on the field in a few weeks. Do not rush back. Concussions are nothing to play with. And I saved this one for next to last, because last we'll cover the Sunday night game. But my home team, my beloved Arizona Cardinals, are now 4-0. They are undefeated for the first quarter of the NFL season. They go into SoFi Stadium as underdogs and defeat the Los Angeles Rams. The Los Angeles Rams are on cloud 9, coming off a big win, beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last week. They thought they were going to waltz in here. This was going to be a cakewalk, but it wasn't. 37-20, your final score. Bird gang, Cardinals are now 4-0. Let's check those stats real quick. Kyler Murray, 24 for 32, 268 yards in the air, 2 touchdowns. Kyler Murray also had 39 yards rushing, but here's the big play of the game. Chase Edmonds, 12 carries, 120 yards. James Conner, 18 carries for 50 yards. He had 2 touchdowns. There was an A.J. Green sighting, and I said if we could get A.J. Green back to where he was when he was with Cincinnati, we might have a dangerous, dangerous force at the wide receiver position. A.J. Green, 5 catches, 67 yards, 1 touchdown. Max Williams, the tight end, got the other touchdown. 5 receptions, 66 yards. And now, to the main event of the evening. The Sunday night game, which I knew that was going to be emotional, especially with me being a Patriots fan. Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers come back to New England. Tom Brady in an opposing team's uniform for the first time in 20 years. Comes into Foxborough, gets a win, beats his old coach Bill Belichick. Final score 19-17. Tampa Bay wins it. He did not have Gronk by his side. He did not have Rob Gronkowski. Brady, 22 of 43, 269 yards, no touchdowns. The defense had him confused all night. He figured it out in the fourth quarter. Got him down the field a couple times. Ronald Jones rushed in for a touchdown. 6 carries, 25 yards. He rushes in for a touchdown. Let me reset this music. 1 second. There we go. Leonard Fournette, 20 carries, 91 yards, no touchdowns. Ronald Jones, like I said, had the 1 rushing touchdown. Receivings, Mike Evans showed up. He chipped in 75 yards. Antonio Brown, 63 yards. Chris Godwin, 55 yards. Leonard Fournette, 47 yards. Cameron Brate, 29 yards. Pretty good from the receiving core, but the Patriots had a chance to win. Hold on, let's check Mac Jones. Who? Mac Jones. Who? Mac Jones. Let's check his stats here. 31 of 40, 275 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Great night for the kid from Alabama. Roll Tide. He is the rookie that the Patriots drafted. As you know, Bill Belichick and Nick Saban are very, very close friends. Nick Saban got on the phone, told him, Mac Jones is ready for you. If he's there and you guys have him available, you guys better pick him up. So he is the future of the New England Patriots. Nelson Aguilar, 1 catch, 4 yards. Bolden, no yards. Taylor, no yards. This is for rushing. I'm sorry. Those are the rushing yards. Jacoby Myers, 8 catches, 70 yards. Kendrick Bourne came over from the 49ers. 5 catches, 58 yards. Nelson Aguilar, 3 catches, 55 yards. Brandon Bolden, 6 catches, 51 yards. Hunter Henry came over from the Chargers. 4 catches, 32 yards. Damian Harris, 2 catches, 30 yards. Jonnu Smith came over from the Tennessee Titans. 3 catches, 14 yards. So, Mac Jones showed up. Tom Brady, of course, showed up. And he got the win. I'm pretty sure he wanted to blow the Patriots out, but that defense just wasn't having it. They're like, yo, we practiced against this dude for the last few years. We know all his moves. Brady knows all their looks. They know all of Brady's looks, so it was like a cat and mouse game the whole time. Patriots had a chance to win it at the end. Nick Folk, 56 yards out, field goal to win it with about 59 seconds left on the clock. He had the leg. It was long enough, but at the last second, it curved to the left. And boing, bounced off the upright. Tampa Bay escapes with the win. Tom Brady said he was emotional all week. He got all his tears out and crying about the memories and how his kids were born in that city and all that. And he said, hey, there could be a possibility that I come back. If not, I'm definitely going to be back once I retire, and I'll be here at the games, and people will be able to see a lot more of me. So pretty good there. So that is your recap. How did you guys do if you're playing fantasy? How did you do? Week 4 in the books. My Cardinals are 4-0. I won my fantasy matchup. I'm now 3-1 going into week 5 in my fantasy. So, love you guys. Kevin's Corner. Hit the like button on the way in. Hit the subscribe button on the way out. And as always, when you're done with them educated fools, Man, come to the corner where it's cool. It's your boy, Kevin's Corner. I'm out. I'll be back tomorrow night to recap the Monday night game between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Los Angeles Chargers. Love y'all. Have a good night. Happy Sunday. Happy football. We're back. Kevin's Corner. Peace.